All right, so for our top prospect number 2 here, we got Byron Buxton, and here's a guy that was on the list again last year and has been continuously plagued with injury and some other things as well. Nonetheless, a great player all the way around, great great defensively, but a guy who in my opinion has some work to do in his swing, and really it didn't really improve a whole lot from last year. I think he's a guy that could hit for more power, over the fence power for sure. It has if he changes his launch angle a little bit, and the launch angle is purely created by his ability to get behind the ball early enough and at the right angle. So we just got done talking about Corey Seager and how he is able to manipulate his body to get up, behind the ball early so he can launch balls more, which is why I think he has a chance to be more successful at the big league level right now than Buxton does. But you can see we got two views here for you for Buxton, and it's the same swing here, again, with some big league time. So it's good to see him get a chance to get to that level. And now from the front view, it's harder to tell. We're going to see it from the side view a lot easier. But another guy that lands with the front foot kind of closed right there. Not a big fan of that. You can see how his knee again has to kind of roll and work its way back out away. Which your knee, you can imagine what's going on inside of his knee. How firmly he keeps his front foot closed. That's going to obviously lead to some things down the road. Number one, lack of ability to rotate his hips as much and safely not hurt his hip and his knee and his ankle. So we just got done talking about that with Seager, but that is a big problem. We know that. The second thing is again that chest angle. So from here you can't really see it. Okay? He does a great job of still rotating. So one thing that I do like about his swing, number one, is that he gets a pretty good amount of hip rotation to the left. Or outward, as he goes to turn. He's not a guy that likes to stay closed, for too long. He likes to get open, which is good. I love how he's really seeing the ball here. You can see his nose and eyes really down the ball. So for all you young players watching this and maybe are having some problems with discipline on pitches and vision and things like that, you can see how well he really sees the ball off the bat here. Again, and just like Seager, you can see the side bend happening there as well, and the change of direction the shoulders get to. You can see how his back shoulder really comes down well, and his front shoulder really rotates up. So you can see that rotation upward from his front shoulder. The problem is that, and from this view it's tough to see, the problem is his chest is too forward. Okay, so from the side view here, and we're assuming this is a relatively good pitch and not something. Sometimes hitters will kind of lean their chest forward, perhaps if they're making an adjustment mid-pitch. Maybe the pitch is super slow and he's trying to bide some time to let the ball get closer. But you can see how from the side view here, as he's rotating, his upper body stays at kind of a forward angle here. So you can see how he rotates on a kind of a forward chest angle into the ball. Okay, so from here it's going to be very, very tough for him to lift the ball. As you can see, the bat kind of go downward through through extension. And so what I would like to see him do is be more on the backward angle here up through the ball, so that he can get his barrel from behind the ball in front of the catcher's mitt and then up through contact more as he goes to swing, as opposed to where he is here, where everything is kind of down through. Now I think what he's trying to do, and I don't know him, but it looks like he's really trying to be aggressive with that pull side arm, with his left arm kind of pulling downward at the baseball. Now he kind of squares this one up pretty well. Looks like it's a little bit off the handle a little bit here, but because of his vision and coordination and talent, he's going to be okay. He does, like I said, a good side bend here, which allows him to get to a really good position. I mean, his arms are in a really good position here. The angle's just bad. So again, if he wants to continue to hit low pitches at the highest level, where guys are going to try to get him out, I think he's got to really do some work on getting. I want his chest more up in the air. Right now, his chest is too much down. I want his chest to be much more up and back at the contact position, closer towards the catcher. So again, a case where he's got some really good tools, he's got some really good positions, but because he's a little bit forward with that upper body, I think he's got a chance to hit too many ground balls, where we know in that level you got to get the ball in the air. That's just the name of the game. Something that we also talked about last year a little bit was his ability to move his back foot. So you can see how if we take a peek down at the bottom of the screen here, you can see his back foot come up in the air, right? So you can see his back foot want to move. So The thing about the back foot moving and the chest angle, they're actually one and the same thing. So if he can pull his back hip more forward, pull his back knee forward, and pull that back foot forward, that's going to help set his angle back upward into the sky so that he can get the ball more in the air. Right now, he's, again, because he's so upper body forward right here, his back foot never gets moving towards the pitcher. It does come up, but that's just not going to help at his contact point at the launch angle. So, another exciting player that does some really good things. Really, really good vision. We can see from the side, even from the front, even from the side, you can see it. Again, you can see the side crunch here, the side bending action that's going to help him get to lower pitches. But getting to lower pitches and lifting lower pitches is two separate things. So if he can learn how to rotate his body on a much more backward angle from his front foot up to his head, I would like to see his head in this swing more back here, so he can then lift the ball. Then he's going to be able to really dominate even at the highest level. Okay, so I hope he stays safe from injury this year, and we get a chance to see him play at the big leagues and the big league level for an extended amount of time. But I think his biggest flaw has got to be his launch angle, and it's a lot coming from that front chest, or coming from his chest having such a forward position at contact. So we'll see if he fixes that and continues to try to lift the ball more. We know that that's what big leaguers do, and I hope for his sake he figures it out really soon, but I'm excited to watch him play nonetheless.